Hey everyone, welcome back. Jason Hitchings here with Adept Defense, and welcome to vlog number 2. So I've got the pistol range reserved today, and this is just going to kind of be a day in the life. We're going to be at the range for most of the day today, filming content for the YouTube channel and developing some drills and qualifier type times. I've got the trailer hooked up, and then we're going to head to the range, so I'll see you there. Alright, we made it to the range, got the trailer backed in. This is the pistol range that I reserved. We're at the Charlevoix Rod and Gun Club. I teach quite a few classes here every summer, so I'll give you guys a quick look around this range, and then I'll show you guys my trailer setup that I use for classes. Alright, like I said, that berm back there is at the 35-yard mark. And then they have a cement pad with 4 shooting lanes here, and this is a covered canopy type area for members to shoot at. If you're a non-member, it's $10 here to come and shoot. You can shoot all day long for 10 bucks. It's pretty affordable. If you are a member, it's free. You get a gate code and you can come anytime you want and shoot. They have some little target stands that they provide. You just provide your own paper target. They also have this little bowling pin chute, which we don't use this area when we do classes, but same cement pad covered canopy type of setup. And then they have a structure there that they set up bowling pins in when they do their bowling pin shoots. So we'll take all these targets down, set up our own targets, and we've got this range for the day. Alright, I'll give you guys a real quick walkthrough of the trailer setup that I use whenever I go to these classes. So I've got a 12-foot V-nose trailer, and with the V-nose it ends up being 14-foot overall. It's a 2018 trailer, and then I pull that behind a 2018 Silverado pickup. The trailer is just the right size. It fits all my stuff and it pulls really easy, so no matter where I'm teaching a class at, the trailer can come with me and I've got all my stuff in it. So I'll give you guys a quick walkthrough. Alright, walking in the back of the trailer, I've got target bases here and then the sticks that go along with it to staple up cardboard targets. I'm against the wall here. I've got a V-tack barricade that I made that folds up nice and flat, so it doesn't take up a whole lot of room in the trailer. Got a couple steel target stands from shootsteel.com, and those are for the heavier steel targets is what I usually use those for. And then as far as our steel targets go, I've got a 6-inch plate, 2 8-inch plates, and then I've got the post for the larger silhouette target, which is up in front here. It's a standard size silhouette target, and that's shootsteel.com's close range rifle target. So it has the proper angle and stuff on it to where you can be able to shoot it with rifle or pistol at closer distances and still be safe. So in the front of the trailer, we've got a little bit of a sign-in area. This is where we do our waiver sign-in at the beginning of class and get all the legal stuff out of the way. So got a little desk set up, and then my folders, which I keep my qualification targets and all my waivers and supplies in there. Below that, just a couple supplies. I've got all of my USPSA competition style targets, which I use for the level 2 classes. And then over here I've got a stack of the targets that I use for the level 1 classes. We've got a canopy for the rainy weather classes, and then this little wagon cart that I tow out that has just standard first aid supplies and some med kits and staplers and Sharpies and just your basic range needs. So over on this wall I've got a toolbox set up, which I keep all the merchandise in, so t-shirts, hats, anything that's available for sale in class, and then it kind of gives me a little bit of a surface for my range bag and ammo cans to be able to come in here and jam mags and stuff on breaks. Right now I've only got 1 plastic barrel in here. I normally keep 1 in here all the time no matter what class I'm teaching, but if I'm teaching a level 2 class, I would have 5 more barrels in here. So it's crammed pretty full when I have it fully loaded out for the defensive pistol and defensive carbine 2 classes with all the barrels in here. But it works really well. It's kind of the perfect size trailer. It still tows really easy. Doesn't really affect fuel mileage hardly at all. You don't even really know it's back there, and I have everything plus a covered area for students to come in for all the waiver signings, and on breaks, you know, anybody's welcome to come in the trailer as well. So it's a pretty nice setup. It's been working really well so far. Really happy with it. Alright, so now I'm going to get some target stands and stuff set up and some steel targets set up. I need to film some content for the YouTube channel. I've got a couple videos I want to make, and then plus the Adept Defense Drill of the Month for the month of June. I still need to do that. So I'm going to get set up and we'll get started here pretty quick. Alright, I got a couple target stands set up, so I'm just back here getting everything unpacked out of my range bag, putting my, my instructor belt on and just getting all my gear ready. So my shot timer, of course, I turn that on and I get the low battery message. So I've got spare batteries in my range bag, which kind of just brings up another idea. I'd like to do a video for you guys on what I load out in my range bag, whether it's for a trip like this, shooting content, personal practice, or whether I'm going to a class to instruct or as a student. My loadout doesn't change a whole lot, so I'd like to show you guys what I bring in my range bag, all the spare stuff that I would need, such as an extra battery for my shot timer. So this is kind of a perfect example of that. So look for that video to come. Hopefully this week I'll get that filmed and out for you guys. Alright, so I got the battery and the shot timer changed out, and the first thing I'm doing, the first video I'm going to do is on the CZ P10C. So I did a review video on the P10C last summer, and I really liked that gun a lot. And then a friend of mine and a student of mine ended up going out and buying that gun from Retro Firearms. So he's offered it up to me to put some rounds through it today. So I'm going to kind of do a second look video at the P10C. So I'm just kind of jamming some mags for that. And then they say that the P10C is compatible with Glock 19 holsters, and I tried it in a bunch of mine, and it's kind of hit and miss. As far as which holsters it fits well in. It kind of depends on whether it's Kydex or injection molded or whether it has a light on it. For today, I've got my instructor's belt on, and the holster I use on that is a T-Rex Arms Ragnarok holster, and it has the Safariland QLS fork on it, so it just snaps into a receiver on my belt. And this one is made for a Glock 34 with an X300 light on it, and the P10C fits in it well enough for what we're going to do with it today. But if I was going to run this gun through a class, I would get a designated holster for it that was made for this gun. And this gun has gotten enough following and enough aftermarket support, and especially from holster makers. You can pretty much go to any major holster maker and they make holsters for the P10C. So I'm going to finish getting these mags jammed full, and then I'm going to film that video, second look video on the P10C, so that's another one to look for this week on the channel. And then we will move on to the Adept Defense Drill of the Month for the month of June. Alright, we just wrapped up filming the P10C second look video. I'm a huge fan of this gun. I really like these. They just fit my hand really, really well. They have good texture, you know, a lot of great features on this gun. We put 11 mags through it, or 165 rounds, so I'll make sure I give this thing a bath at home before I return it to our buddy that let us borrow it for that video. So I've been out in the sun for a while now. I feel like it's really hot, it's starting to get cooked a little bit, so I'm going to put some sunscreen on, which is another thing I keep in my range bag, so you'll see that when I do my range bag video. So some spray on sunscreen, get that applied, and then we'll get set up to do the Drill of the Month video, and then I'd like to do some footage for the Hollow Sun 507C review. I've featured that optic in a couple of the G45 videos, but I haven't done an actual review because I haven't felt like I've had enough time behind that optic to really give an honest opinion about it. So we're going to get a little bit more time on the G45 with the Hollow Sun. So we're going to switch over to the G45 now, get all the mags loaded, packed up, and kitted out for that, and then we'll get rolling again. Alright, just got the video wrapped up on the Hollow Sun 507C. So far I'm liking this optic a lot, so check out that video. As far as getting into a red dot on your pistol, I think this is definitely a good budget, affordable way to go. For $300 for the 507C, or about $220 to $230 for the 407C, and I talk about the differences in that video. It's definitely an affordable way to get into the red dot world, and so far they've been extremely durable. And I was just in a 2-day class of Steve Fisher of Sentinel Concepts, and he's got a couple of these Hollow Sun 507Cs with over 6,000 rounds through them so far, and he said he hasn't had any issue whatsoever or heard of anybody having any issues with them. So I thought that was, you know, good info to have, to be able to kind of put a stamp of approval on it too, because I've got a sample size of 1, but if I know other people that have them and have, you know, extensive round counts on them and they've been reliable, that just kind of helps me with a little bit of feedback in that. But now that we've got that wrapped up, I still have a little bit of time left here at the range, so I'm going to try to get a little bit of personal practice in. I want to get a little bit more time in on this gun with this red dot, so I'm just going to run kind of a couple drills just for my own benefit and kind of for the fun of it, try to get a little bit of personal practice in while I'm here, since I got all of the business related filming done. So we're going to do that. I'll show you guys the drills that I run and walk you through them. Alright, the first drill I'm going to try out is the Bear Solutions standard drill. This is another target you can just print out online. It's got 2 boxes and then a smaller round circle. So you start out, gun in the holster, 10 rounds in the gun. On the beep of a shot timer, you draw and fire 5 rounds in each box, and then you'll go to slide lock, perform a slide lock reload, and 3 rounds in the smaller circle. So you're going to have to slow down for the 3 follow-up shots and make sure that you have a really good transition from target to target and a smooth reload. The time to pass this in is under 9 seconds with no misses. If you miss, you fail. This is actually meant to be a cold start warm-up type drill to assess where you're at on a cold start. I've been obviously shooting today already, but I have actually never shot the Bear Solutions standard drill, which is kind of crazy because it seems like everybody on the internet has shot this drill in the last couple of years. So we're going to give it a shot. I brought, you know, a handful of these targets so we can run it a few times, or we may just tape this one up and run it a few times. But let's give it a shot, see how it goes. Alright, I'm set up at 5 yards, 10 rounds in the gun. Let's see how this goes. Oh, I better set my shot timer. I don't know whether I have it set on par time or instant start or what, so no par time. We'll change that to a random start. Alright, here we go. Alright, so that was a 7-12, which is not bad. It's not great. I've seen people shoot these in under 6 seconds. Like Scott Jedlinski, he's got a video, and I mean, he rocks it super fast with this drill. I do have all my hits, 5 in each box. I've got the 3 in the small circle. I'll show you guys up close, so in case you don't believe me. Alright, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, all in, clean run, under 9 seconds, so that is a pass. And that would be a cold start assessment, which, you know, you could say I'm kind of cheating because this is not really a cold start for me, but it is what it is. We passed. Alright, I taped up the target, and I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but somebody's weed whacking right on the other side of that berm, so if the camera picks that up, that's what that is. I taped up all our holes on that target, and I'm going to come back at the 5 yard line and run that one more time. Alright, that run was a 770, and that was actually a fail because I shot one shot outside of that right hand box and I saw it happen. But yeah, this guy right here outside of that box, I pushed the gun to the right with my support hand grip when I reacquired on the target transition, and yeah, my fault, saw it happen, so that was a fail even though we were under the time limit. So we're going to tape these off, run that one more time, see if we can stay in that 7 second mark with another clean run to kind of back up our first one. Alright, I've got our target taped back up and I've got 10 rounds back in the gun. So let's run this one more time, see if we can get a clean run again. Alright, so that was a 950 and I had a little bit of a malfunction, failure to feed kind of on that last round. That last round kind of got hung up on the feed ramp and I had to tap the back of the slide to get that to go all the way into the chamber. So I believe this was a clean run. Let's check my work. And yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, clean run, half a second over on time because of the malfunction. Let's tape it up, do it again. All right, I've got it taped up one last time. We're going to try to get a clean run on this. Alright, bobbled that reload a little bit, got it in an 8:23, so I'm still under that 9-second mark. Let's check our hits. Looked like it was clean. Alright, here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clean run, had a line breaker on the circle, but it's about a 50-50 line breaker, so that one would count. So that's a clean run in under 9 seconds. So that's another pass. No malfunction on that run, so that was a good thing. Alright, the guy that was weed whacking, he was out there kind of waiting for this range, I think, to come in here and clean it up a little bit, but we've got it reserved for a while yet, so he finally left, so we can kind of start back up. So I took those targets down. We ran that Bear Solution standard drill 3 or 4 times. Passed it clean the first time. Second time we failed it with a single shot miss. Third time we had a malfunction. We were a half a second over. We ran it in a 950. Did run it clean though in a 950, so if we didn't have that malfunction, theoretically we would have run it clean in under the 9 seconds. And then the fourth time, so yeah, we ran it 4 times. The fourth time we had a clean run in under 9 seconds again. So now I pulled that target down. I just still have my USPSA silhouette target up. I'm just going to run a couple 5-yard bill drills just to get a little bit of recoil control. I felt like on that Bear Solutions I was giving up support hand a little bit every now and then, and a bill drill is a good way to be able to kind of track your dot through recoil control, because it's a 6-round string, basically as fast as you can fire the gun. So we're going to try to maintain A-zone hits. I taped everything outside of that A-zone circle that's on the silhouette, so let's give it a shot. Alright, that was a 235. 235 would normally be pretty decent for a 6-round bill drill from concealment, but coming from an open rig, my cadence of fire was not very smooth on that. The first time I hit the shot timer for the delayed beep, it beeped really quick, so it kind of caught me off guard, so I kind of redid that run. But we're going to set it up, try to smooth out that cadence of fire and keep our recoil control together while maintaining A-zone hits. And then maybe we'll see if we can run it in 2 seconds or below. Alright, that was a 205, so pretty good run. I feel like I could do it a little bit faster being that I'm coming from an open rig, so we'll set it up again. Alright, that was a 172, but it was only 5 shots. I thought I was 1 shot short on that string, and I was. So, provided I can count to 6, I should be able to run it in under 2 seconds. Alright, here we go. Alright, that felt better. That was a 191 with all 6 shots. So we can kind of look back at that string of fire. First round was a 101, so about a 1 second draw. Not too bad. Then our split times were 19, 17, 19. Yeah, so I mean, decent split times throughout. We're consistently under 2/10 for a split time on it, which is pretty good. And that 1.01 first shot draw was pretty decent. I'm happy with that. That's kind of what I look for in a bill drill. You know, coming from concealment, my bill drills are hovering just over that 2 second mark. I'd like to get it to where I can get it consistently under 2 seconds. I'm just not quite there yet. If I had my draw stroke a little bit cleaner and a little bit faster, I feel like I could probably gain, you know, another 1/10 of a second of speed, shave it off on my draw stroke. But I just need to put in more time, get a little more efficiency with my dry fire practice to achieve that. So the 1.01 first shot was a pretty decent, being that I did have a really good support hand grip. I didn't give up grip to get a first fast shot on the first round, if that makes sense. So we're gonna wrap up probably one more drill and then get everything cleaned up for today. Alright, for my last drill I'm gonna run the June Adept Defense drill of the month, which is 2 dot torture targets. So I've got 22-inch circles, 22-inch circles. Up on paper there, I'm gonna run the first 10 circles strong hand only, with only 10 rounds in the gun. When I get to the end of that, I'll go into a slide lock reload one-handed, strong hand only, and then I'll transition the gun to support hand only to finish the bottom 10 circles. Earlier today I shot an 18 out of 20. I dropped 2 rounds on the support hand only part of it, so hopefully I'll have a cleaner run on this. But this is run at 3 yards, if I didn't mention that, with no time limit. Alright, I'm consistently bad at this support hand only on these 2-inch circles. It's something I knew about, and that's the reason why I wanted to have a primary hand only and support hand only drill of the month for this month. We did a lot of support hand only in the Steve Fisher critical handgun employment class that I was just in, so we had a good portion of a day of one-handed only shooting. And my support hand only, you know, since I dislocated my thumb and it's healing back up, it's still not quite fully there as far as grip strength goes, so it's something I just need to build up over time. So this time I actually dropped 3 rounds, so I was 17 out of 20. You know, I was past the strong hand only, no problem with that, and then transitioned to support hand only. And I just don't have the grip strength back in that support hand yet. And I know it'll come over time. I'll get back to where I was before I hurt it, but it's just something I need to work on. So that was something I wanted to incorporate. So this was another fail. I dropped one more round than I did earlier today. So it's just need to keep incorporating that support hand over this next month. I'm going to wrap up this video here. I'm just going to get cleaned up, packed up, and signed out before our range reservation expires. So thanks for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys enjoy these type of vlog videos, let me know in the comments, or if you're not a fan, you can let me know that too. That's fine. Some people think it's interesting to kind of see what goes into producing some of these videos and this content. So I thought, you know, kind of a behind the scenes look at a day of filming content on the range might be interesting to you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Jason Hitchings with Adept Defense. Seek training,